Yeah,
Yeah, it was like, wow. Yeah, I just turned 26. I'm like, well, I need to get insurance now. So guess I'll figure that out.
Hey y'all,
You know,
how's everybody?
Good, how are you?
I'm all right.
Yeah, I think first question, you mentioned energy coming out for the last game. I don't know what's happening.
I don't think I mentioned energy. I probably mentioned a lot of defense.
Well, defense, my bad.
It's a lot of defense.
But like when you're looking at fixing the defense, or
Yeah.
fixing things wrong, but like when you're looking at kind of rectifying some of the mistakes, what obviously don't want to like what kind of things you, because I know a lot of it.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't have enough time. You can't really prep with one day. You just play, got to keep people off their legs. You just got to pretty much go over some of the sets that you think that they'll be running, and try to dial in mentally to be able to guard them the way that you need to guard them. It's not anything that I don't think we've seen in the preseason or all year or even from last year. Like we're seeing the same stuff. People are running the same stuff. So we just have to be able to execute the scheme that we want to use, that we think works best for us.
Sure. And going off that too, like this Connecticut,
Yeah.
like you start with that screen.
Yeah.
What kind of obviously it brings that challenges on also, but like what kind of things do you do to prep for that?
Yeah, I don't think we haven't prepped for it, right? Because it's just a lot of film. I think that's the way you prep for it mentally. You prep for it mentally because physically you can't really prep for it after a day turnaround. So it's more just mental, just showing them exactly what's going to happen and trying to prepare them in that way so that they can see like this is going to happen. Don't be surprised when it happens. This is the actions that they like to run. Alyssa Thomas brings the ball a lot, goes into a lot of screens with the 5. Like you're going to get these type of actions. So let's be prepared for it. Execute the scheme. Just do it to the best of your ability. You know what I mean? And so it's a lot of mental preparation more than physical. Yeah. Mm. To be honest with you, I think a lot of our transition defense comes from when we have turnovers, not necessarily just out of transition. If we miss a shot, we do a decent job of getting back and getting matched from missed shots for the most part. But when we turn the ball over and we give teams opportunity to get out and play 3 against 1 or 5 against 3 or whatever the case may be, that's when it's really hurting us. But in general, we have to do a better job of sprinting back and getting turned around and starting to match up. For some reason, last game, we focused a lot on just running to our specific matchups. So it left a lot of people open to get opportunities. So just like, you teach in elementary school, transition is you don't have a man in transition. You have whoever's closest next to you. And then when the ball moves and you have opportunities to get switched back, you try to do that. So we have to do a better job this game than what we did last game of recognizing that. Bullshit. Yeah.
Especially when it comes to like CP players like that need to be on the floor. This Sun team is good at drawing fouls and
yeah. We have to be disciplined. We have to be super disciplined in what we're doing. I think knowing people's tendencies and knowing people's personnel and playing to that can help. Doing our work early can also help, right? Not being lazy and just letting people get position on you and different things like that can also help. So doing your work early and being disciplined, I think can all help. And then you have to have a pride about you about wanting to defend. You know what I mean? These players in this league are good, like very good, else they wouldn't be in this league. So there's a pride that goes with that too. And not saying that everybody has to, be the best defenders, but there's a team pride and there's also an individual pride as well. So I think we have to we have to be more sharp with that. Yeah. Yeah. I think our big 3 in terms of Rye, Leash, and CP. They play majority of our minutes, the bulk of our minutes. And so they have to be better communicators within our defense. And just I think that they have to be more of What's the words I'm looking for? They have to bring the team together in terms of wanting to get things done. You know what I mean? They have to be leaders on that end, I think, for us, because they're out there the most, you know what I mean? So they're the ones who can communicate the most. And so I think the three of them making sure that we're doing what we're doing, and we're doing it the right way.
Talk about the 3-point shooting. Obviously, like we're putting a point at a high clip, but it seems like the defense kind of dropped off with it. I guess my question is how you get that better, but is that like a common thing that happens with teams where you get better offensively, defense kind of suffers and you have to get through it?
I don't think it should be. You know, I really don't. I don't think it should be, especially with because we have what, 7, 8 returners. I can't remember, seven returners. We had 7 returners. And we added somebody who's pretty darn good in defense on defensive end as well with Leash. I think it's just a matter of just concentration. You know what I mean? It's a matter of like wanting to be better on the defensive end. Like everybody likes to score points. We get that, right? But again, this league is way too good. You're not gonna always outscore people. So you damn sure better be able to defend on the days where you're not scoring as many points. Like 83 points is enough, but if you're giving up 89 points, what does it matter? You know what I mean? Cut that down to 78, 80, 77. You know what I mean? And then you can win games consistently. And so, you know, that's what I keep telling them until we decide to defend at a high level, until defense becomes just as important to us as offense. You're not going to win games consistently. And that's just across the league. Yeah.
Got Carrington, they've got Jones, they've got, Hayes.
Yeah, no, they have multiple players. Connecticut is good. They're always a physical team, so we got to be able to match their physicality. That's for sure. We have to limit their easy scoring opportunities, right? Getting to the free throw line. I think they're number 1 team in the league in terms of free throws. So we have to limit those. Offensive rebounding, we have to limit those, and then we have to limit their transition points. Which means that we have to limit our turnovers, because I think they get a lot of transition when they're able to turn teams over, not necessarily because they're a pushing team in transition, but if they turn you over and you have live ball turnovers, they're one of the best teams at converting in transition because of that. So for us, we have to really limit their easy scoring opportunities. And to me, those are easy scoring opportunities. Like when you're putting them at the free throw line, when you're giving up transition, and when you're giving up offensive rebounds. Yeah, I want to see more of the same stuff. I think we're finding good shots. I have to do a better job of making sure that Cheyenne touches the ball early within our offense. But other than that, I like the shots that we're getting, especially when the right people are taking the right shots. Us continuing to understand the game flow of things, like when we're, missing shots, not taking bad shots or lack of better words, or finding easier shots, even though that may have been an open shot, but within the game flow, it just, wasn't the best shot possible. So always just finding the best shot possible within every possession.
It's Mia's birthday today. I was wondering if you kind of just share something that really stands out about her as a person.
Oh, as a person or a basketball player? Nia has a little bit of a quirkiness to her. But Nia's funny. Like, she's low-key funny. You know what I mean? I make fun of Nia almost daily, probably, about something. Right now, I think Nia is defensively our best defensive player right now, to be honest with you. And that's right now, to me, from both positions, both guard and post position. But Nia's a cool kid. She's a cool kid. She's fun to be around, has a good time, but also can be serious too. She takes her job very seriously. So.
Hi, Coach. Just to stay on offense, you mentioned you love the shot selection from your team at this point, but as far as the pace, the previous game before New York, 26 assists, we had that conversation with New York. It seemed like they were sped up. That was a conversation we had at the beginning of the season of the speed of the game, the pace. Any type of adjustment in that area coming into this game?
Well, New York was a little bit different for us because we had obviously we had a different lineup, right? We didn't have a traditional point guard out there in terms of Rye moving to that position. So I take that one for a grain of salt, to be honest with you.
And while you're taking that with a grain of salt, is there any conversation that you're having with, I know you have a free flowing offense, but as far as not having D-Rob in the rotation and Aaron McDonald, who you rely on
Yeah.
heavily for creating that pace, is there a conversation or film that you want to watch for how you can just get a better flow offensively?
Yeah, I mean, we have to take advantage. We have to be smart because we don't have somebody traditional, but we also have to take advantage of the opportunities that we have. So it's just continuing conversations with ourselves about how we want to play, knowing that we want to push pace, but that's not necessarily Rye's thing in terms of pushing pace. She's more of a receiver and then being able to get going in transition. So it's just a flip of mindset, understanding what we need. But we're gonna start with Haley tonight. And so hopefully we'll get that pace that we need.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Good. You excited?